Muhammad, you'll be next right after this guest.
Peace, brothers. How y'all doing today, man?
Pretty good. How are you?
Welcome.
Good. I'm just, I just gotta continue. Listen, whatever's in your heart is in your heart, right? I can't control that. But I've been doing this. I've been reading the Bible since I was 5, so I have to let you know that I have a huge background in understanding scriptures as well as life experience, which is a whole higher level. But Godlogic, you're gonna take your shahada, man, in like 5 years. And I'm not saying that to refute what you guys are saying. I'm just saying the more you hang out in the barbershop, you're gonna get a haircut eventually. And that's just the way the universe works. That's the way God works. If you want to call God Allah, that's cool. I mean,
that's a false prophecy.
Jesus.
That's a false prophecy.
How you know they laughed? How you know they laughed at Jesus?
They laughed at Jesus. They made fun of him.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
Those things.
How do you know that?
I read, brother. I research.
What did you read? What did you read?
I read the Bible. I told you I've been reading the Bible since I was 5. Yeah.
So the Bible's true?
Nothing new. There's nothing new under the sun.
Is the Bible true? Is what I'm asking.
There's some validity to it.
Is it true?
The validity. There's some valid information in there.
Is it true?
There's some valid information in there. I can't tell you the whole book is true because the whole book wasn't written by God, and
so
that's the bottom line.
None of it was written by God, was it?
I can't answer that question. But
how do you know what parts is like? How do you know that the part where it says they laughed at Jesus? How do you know that part's true?
Well, because it's an experience that whenever anyone is a majority versus the minority always get disqualified for whatever.
Where does the text say that? Where does the text say that?
That's life experience. Remember, that's life experience.
You said you've been reading. How do you know that it's true that they laughed at Jesus?
You're looking to prove something based on a scripture. And if you're really a Christian, then you understand that there's a message where it tells you that you got to have the eyes to see and the ears to hear.
Tom,
so if you're
thanks for coming, bro. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming, man.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
Yeah, I like your topic, by the way. Proof Muhammad in the Bible.
Thanks.
1,000. I will give you 1 million.
$1,000.
I will give you one. Okay, I will give you 1 million if you find Jesus in the Torah. I will give you 1 million. Just give me a name of Jesus in the Torah. He can't speak. He can't respond. See his face. See his face.
So are you ready to get into this or what? Because I can do this. This is what we could do. I can after you show me Muhammad in the Bible, I'll show you Jesus in the Torah.
He can't. Wallahi, guys, look at his face.
You say you can't. Let's get into it.
Give me the name of Jesus in the Torah. I will give you 1 million. Wallahi, I will give you 1 million.
Are you going to engage or not? Are you going to engage or not?
Yes, sure. Okay, continue. Okay.
So where is Muhammad in the Bible?
Where is Jesus? I will give you 1 million the Torah.
Thanks for coming.
If you use the prophecy, I will use.
Man, what's up with you bots, man? As Muslims, like you guys are actually absolute robots. Are we serious here? Are we serious here? I like your topic of Muhammad being in the Bible. Show me Jesus in the Bible. Sure. Right after you show me Muhammad in the Bible, I have no problem doing that. The fake laughs don't help you guys here, man. It never will. It never has. It never will. The fake laughs don't help you. I have no problem teaching you. Just don't be a robot. I'm about to run out of the TikTok, guys. We're about to run through these dudes. Pause. All right. Looks like it's nothing but Christians requesting up for some reason on TikTok, so we're done with TikTok. Let's go ahead and bring up the Muslims on YouTube. Let's see here. So hold on a second while I stop this. If you got time, Jai, if you want, come on YouTube, Jai. Muhammad, how you doing?
Yo, hello. So I'll try to keep it short to leave like the time for other Muslims that wanna talk as well. So
You don't have to keep it short.
Yeah, I just go straight to the point. So first, like I try to do three stuff. First, like give you an answer about like Muhammad in the Bible, and you may accept it or not. So, but like there is an answer for that. And then I would like to ask you a question about the Bible. Is it okay?
That's perfectly fine. We'll do it one subject at a time. So let's do the Muhammad in the Bible, and then we'll.
Yeah. So just like know the answer of Ahmed Didat. I'm pretty sure that you know it. And when I see the Jewish rabbis, the ones that actually read the Hebrew Bible, and they say and they testify that the Muhammadim is mentioned and the Prophet is mentioned, and they speak that Hebrew language, and they verify it and they testify by it. So I believe that the Ahmadi argument is pretty strong and it's pretty valid. So you may accept it or not. So that's just up to you.
I'm trying to understand. So what's the argument here? You said you're using Ahmadidat's example. Which one?
Yeah, because like you can clearly find in the Hebrew version of the Bible that Muhammadim is mentioned.
Where?
What do you mean? Like I literally told you in the Hebrew Bible.
I have the Bible. Where in the Bible is Muhammad mentioned?
The Hebrew. You want me to get you the Hebrew version?
Whatever. Yeah, I have the Hebrew right in front of me.
Yeah, like I don't have like right now because I assume that you know it because it's quite a popular answer. So
Okay, so you're talking about Song of Solomon then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Song of Solomon doesn't have Muhammad's name anywhere in there. The word that Ahmadidat appeals to is the word Makmadim, which means altogether lovely, where Solomon's wife is talking about how desirable her husband is.
It's okay. So you see what the explanation that you gave me, like for Makmadim, you can pronounce it like that, is literally the meaning of the name of Muhammad. You know, so
Muhammad's name is not Mahmad.
It's Muhammad. It's you can pronounce it like the way that you want, but
it's not. No, you're missing it. Hold on, let me show you what the word looks like so that you can see it. It's not Muhammad's name.
You can hear it as well if you want. And
no, I'm gonna show you. Just patience, please.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you it. I'm gonna show you. Okay. So look, because I don't want you to walk away with this deception anymore. I want you to know that this ain't it, man. Okay. Where am I at?
Hold the camera more straight, yeah. Yeah. It was just there.
This is the word right here. It's Mahmad. It's not me saying this is how to say it. This is literally how it's said.
Yeah, but like if you can go to the verse.
You see it?
Yeah, I can see it. But
you see how it's Mahmad, not Muhammad?
Dude, it's not like the same language. It's not like Arabic. Okay, pronunciation can be different.
It's not even just about pronunciation. The meaning doesn't even have the same meaning. Muhammad's name means praised one. Mahmad means desirable thing. Those are two different meanings.
It can mean like the most lovely one, the praised one as well.
His name doesn't mean desirable thing.
You you can go with desirable, like it's just like a label for that meaning, but you can go with, like, with the most lovely one, most loved one, or the praised one as well.
Yeah, but
because
you're missing it. Yeah, for some reason, it's like it's going in one ear and out the other. What I'm saying, Mahmad does not mean praised one. Muhammad's name means praised one. Mahmad does not mean praised one. It means desirable thing. So
Okay.
those are two different meanings.
Okay, I get you, I understand you. But what I'm telling you also that in the verse, it's not like translated to the desired one, but it's translated to the most lovely one or something like this. If you go
You're
back to
missing it
the
again.
verse,
It doesn't mean it's not the desired one. It's not
yeah,
the lovely one. It's
I
Mahmadim, which is plural of this word, meaning altogether desirable.
okay, I
Altogether
understand your
desirable.
point. I understand your point,
So do
but
you
like
see how these are two different words?
here, like what I'm trying to say, that these two words, like Muhammad or Mahmad, like they can correlate to the same end of meaning. And I told you, like you can accept
How
it or
they
not
don't have
accept
the
it.
same meaning?
They, they,
Just to be clear, just to make sure that we're not,
yeah, sure. Yeah,
because
sure.
we have sense, we could think. So you see that Muhammad
Mhm.
and Mahmad have two different meanings. You see that, right?
To be honest, I see that the two words have like really close meaning. Like they literally have.
How you doing, Mio?
Yeah, hello. I'm here. I'm here.
Welcome.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Oh, okay. Sorry. I didn't know. Yeah, I'm doing good. And you?
I'm pretty good, thank you.
Yeah, I just want. I think you did a stream like I think 2 days ago or one day ago. You said you brought up a hadith. I think it's wait 1 second. 36:17.
Inside Bukhari, yeah.
Yeah. You said the Christian embraced Islam and then came back to Christianity because he said this man does not know anything besides what I have taught him.
Yep.
But it doesn't say that.
That's exactly what it says.
Or can you read it?
It says he doesn't know anything except for what I wrote for him.
Yeah, wrote for him, not taught him.
So that's what he's saying.
Yeah, no, you said taught.
No, I said wrote for him, but
No, you didn't, bro. You can.
I did. I said that he said that. Well, I read the hadith about what he wrote for him and how he's saying that Muhammad doesn't know anything except for what he wrote for him, meaning he's the one who's telling Muhammad these things. He doesn't
Wait a
know
second,
anything
wait a
outside of
second.
what Muhammad's telling him.
Can you read?
What he's telling Muhammad.
Can you pull up the hadith?
You already have it in front of you.
Yeah, but just so we can read it both.
So no, does it say what I just said? That he doesn't know anything except for what I wrote for him? It says
All
that,
right,
right?
I'm gonna read it. There was a Christian who.
Wait, hold on. Does it say that? Because we don't have to waste time. Does it say he doesn't know anything unless other than what I wrote for him? That's what it says, right?
Yes, yeah, it says that.
So we don't have to. So we don't have to waste time reading the whole hadith. We saw it last Monday. You just brought it up.
But you didn't. No, but the last stream you didn't say that.
That's exactly what I said.
Bro, we have the stream. I don't know why you keep. All right, so okay.
Yeah, we have the stream.
No problem. Okay, you didn't say that, but what did he write?
I said that, and so I continue to make the point, the conclusion that Muhammad didn't know anything outside of what that Christian was telling him.
No. What did he write for him? He was writing the revelations. Just read the first line.
And what revelations was he writing? He was writing him stuff that has to do, that's familiar with Christianity and Judaism. And therefore, these revelations that Muhammad is saying came to him. He's like, wait, hold on a second. These aren't revelations. This is stuff what I wrote for you.
All right. Can I just read the hadith? Can I read it?
Go ahead.
All right. There was a Christian who embraced Islam and read Surat al-Baqarah and Al-Imran. And he used to write the revelations for the Prophet. Later on, he returned to Christianity again, and he used to say, Muhammad knows nothing but what I have written for him. So there's two things. First of all, the last stream, even though you want to deny it, you said thought, but that's aside the point. Second of all, he was writing the revelation. So are you saying?
I'm gonna say one thing. I'm gonna say that I quoted the hadith correctly, and my conclusion was that the Christian was teaching Muhammad the things that were in there, which is what it says.
So you're saying that Christian, he came up with the Surah Baqarah. Are you saying that?
I don't know if there was Surah Baqarah specifically, or some things that are in Surah Baqarah that he was writing for him that that Muhammad claimed were revelations, and they weren't. They came from him.
So why don't you make that claim? Can you say, I think that this Christian was involved in writing the Quran?
That's what he says.
No, but can you say it?
That's what the hadith says.
Yeah, I know, but
so what do you need? What do you need me to say anything for? The hadith already says that.
Yeah, can you say, I think that this Christian?
I don't have to say anything. So now, can you get to the point now?
My point. I never heard any Christian say that. He was writing. Muhammad came up.
So is the hadith false? Is that what you're saying? That the hadith is false?
Can I finish what I have to say?
Well, yeah. Is the hadith false?
Of course, the hadith is not false.
Okay, so according to the hadith, a Christian used to write for the Quran for Muhammad, right?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
A Christian used to write the Quran for Muhammad, correct?
Yes. Why did he write the Quran for Muhammad?
Okay, so he was.
Yeah, but why? Why?
He was a Christian who ended up becoming a Muslim, according to the hadith, right?
Yes.
And he left Islam. Why?
Because he didn't know, because Muhammad did not know anything else except the revelation that God gave him. Can I look? You gave your opinion on the hadith. Can I give mine? I didn't say anything about the hadith.
Hold on a second.
Can I say?
No, just be quiet for a second, bro.
Okay, can you pull up the hadith?
Because you're talking about honesty, and you yourself just show that you're being dishonest.
All right, I'll leave right now. If you pull up the stream, I swear.
Just be quiet, please, and just hold on a second.
Look, I'm swearing that you. First of all,
I don't need you to swear on my stream. Don't do that. Just be quiet for a second, or I'll mute you. Just be quiet. Just hold your peace. It's okay.
No, I'm calm.
Okay, cool. It was 36:17, right?
Yep.
36:17. Let's see here. Okay. Let's bring it up. So he used to be Muslim. He was a Christian that became a Muslim, and then he turned back, left Islam. And why is it? Because he said, and what does that say there?
Muhammad knows nothing but what I have written for him.
So is he saying that these are revelations, or is it saying that this came from him, and Muhammad doesn't know anything except for what this Christian is telling him?
Bro, can you just start from it's only 4 lines. Can you just read the whole thing? The first 4 lines.
So do you have something other than this that you want to bring up, man?
All right, I'll leave. Can you just read it? Bro, there was a Christian who embraced Islam and read Surah Al-Baqarah and Imran and used to write the revelations for the Prophet. Why did he use to write the revelations? Because we believe as Muslim, Muhammad, peace be upon him, was illiterate. That was, he needed some scribes. And then the Christian realized that this man was only bringing revelations. He did not know anything else. So he thought that this man is not a miraculous man. And he just left. I don't know why it's that simple. It's that complicated to understand. And you didn't even say that at in the last stream. You said you said Muhammad knows.
What does what I have written for him mean? He doesn't know anything except for what I have written for him.
Yes, and what did he use to write? It's on the second line.
What does that mean?
What?
What does that mean? He only knows what I have written for him.
Yes, and what did he use to write? That's my point.
All right, thanks for coming, man.
What?
I said thanks for coming.
All right, I have another question.
These Muslims are possibly let me mute myself on TikTok. These Muslims are possibly the stupidest people I've ever encountered. And why are they the stupidest people I've ever encountered? Not all of them. A lot of them. Most of them. Not all of them. A lot of these Muslims are the stupidest people I've ever encountered. And the reason why a lot of these Muslims are the stupidest people I've ever encountered is because it is a demonic stupor. It's not a natural, humane stupidity. It's a demonic stupidity. Really, it is a demonic stupidity that is upon these Muslims. Not all of them, a lot of them. And so I just cannot fathom myself. I can't fathom myself trying to argue and defend and having to make up stuff that goes directly against the text that 2,000 people are looking at. 2,000 people are reading the same thing, but it's only the Muslim who is too demonically stupid to recognize what the text says. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Demonically stupid. Sorry, TikTok. I had to mute myself because if TikTok heard what I would have said, I would have got flagged. But I just had to. Man, you guys are insane, man. All right, Khaled, I see you. Ready to come up? I'm gonna bring you up, Khaled. Welcome.
السلام على من اتبع الهدى.
Salam al-Masih, man.
Okay.
I'm asking where is Muhammad in the Bible today, just to start this off.
Well, I don't know much about the Bible, but I heard he is in Barnabas. I heard he's in Isaiah. I heard
Barnabas.
this all it's
just
apocryphal. I know it's apocryphal.
No, it's not even apocryphal. Barnabas is a completely forged 15th century, I think 13th to 15th century text. It comes even after Muhammad. Barnabas is a first century apostle.
Okay, of course, people will say this if they are not in favor of Muhammad, but this is not. I won't argue. I won't argue with the Bible. I don't know about the Bible.
No, dude, it's not even my bias against Islam. Like, literally, the Gospel of Barnabas is a 13th to 15th century work, bro. It has nothing to do with me disagreeing with Islam at all.
Okay. This is one thing I knew. Thank you for this info.
Of course.
There's, I think in Isaiah. It's German. They say Isaiah. Isaiah, there's, I think it refers, I don't know the exact referral, but it says, like, read, and he will say, I am not learned. And this is what happened to Muhammad.
Yeah, Isaiah 29. Let's go to that really quick. Isaiah 29. And the verse you're talking about is verse 11, I believe, or 12, one of those. But we're gonna read 10 to 13. Is that okay?
I don't know, bro. Okay, it's okay.
Okay. I have it on the screen. Let me know if you can see that.
Okay. I can see it.
Okay, good. All right. So we're gonna read 10 to 13, or 9 to 13. Here it is. So this is God speaking to the people of Israel. He says, astonish yourselves and be astonished. Blind yourselves and be blind. Be drunk, but not with wine. Stagger, but not with strong drink. For the Lord has poured out upon you a spirit of deep sleep and has closed your eyes, the prophets, and covered your heads, the seers. So God
seer he sees. Okay, yeah, okay.
Yep. So he stopped the revelations from coming to these prophets and seers. And we're about to see why. So he says he's closed the eyes.
Do you know Ahlul Fatra? Do you know this Ahlul Fatra?
What is that?
This is the period between Jesus and Muhammad where no one had revelation. This is they are people. They will be Yawm al-Qiyamah, on the day of resurrection, day of judgment. They will be tested in front of Allah.
Well, this isn't talking about that, brother. This is way before Jesus was even born. This is dealing with the people of Israel, and because of their rebellion and their rejection of God, he's punishing them by closing the eyes of the prophets. He's cutting communication and covering the head of the seers. So there's the revelation.
Okay, I understand. This is about Israel. God is saying to them, for that what you have done, be blind and be okay.
Yep.
Okay, I understand.
Exactly. Now he gives an analogy, right? A figurative speech by what this is going to be like. So he says, and the vision of all this has become to you like the words of a book that is sealed. When men give it to one who can read, saying, read this, he says, I cannot, for it is sealed. Right? And when they give the book,
what kind of translations? I read this, and it was not like this. It was I'm not learned.
Well,
another translation.
That's the next verse, bro. That's the next verse. So continuing, it says, and when they give the book to one who cannot read, saying, read this, he says, I cannot read. So, and look, verse 13, and the Lord said, because this people draw near with their mouth and honor me with their lips, while their hearts are far from me, and their fear of me is a commandment taught by men. Therefore, behold, I will again do wonderful things with this people, with wonder upon wonder, and the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the discernment of their discerning men shall be hidden.
What is discernment?
Discernment means like your awareness. So their spiritual awareness is going to be done. He's taking it away.
Okay.
So what he's saying is this happens because they're hypocrites. They honor God with their mouth, but their hearts are far from God. Right?
Okay.
So if you're saying that this is about Muhammad, then you're saying that Muhammad is a hypocrite.
No. It doesn't say this. It says his people, his followers, because this people, it's not Muhammad, it's the people who follow him.
So
the Muslims will be hypocrites.
No, Khalid.
Yes,
it's not just the followers. Look, for the Lord has, verse 10, for the Lord has poured out upon you a spirit of deep sleep and has closed your eyes, the prophets.
Yes.
So if you're saying that Muhammad is one of these prophets, well, God says that they're hypocrites who will be blinded. And Revelation.
No, the prophets. Are you saying that the hypocrisy is about the prophets? Is referring to the prophets?
The prophets and these false prophets and the people of Israel all together. They're all one.
I don't see why it cannot be that this is about Muhammad. Why is it not about Muhammad? And the vision of all this.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. If you want to say that this is about Muhammad, then you have to say that Muhammad is a hypocrite who only honors God with his lips while his heart is far from God.
No, as I said, because this people, i.e. the followers of Muhammad, because this people, the people who followed him, draw near with their mouth and honor me with their lips. There is a lot of Muslims, unfortunately, that do this. They say things and say, God is seeing us. God is.
For some reason, you keep going away from the part how it mentions the prophets. You see how it mentions the prophets, right?
Yes, and afterwards it mentions the people.
So it's talking about them all as a whole. This people, the prophets are part of that people. They've all been blinded and put in a deep sleep. Their discernment, their spiritual awareness is being taken away because they're
Oh, this is
hypocrites.
ridiculous. Even you don't believe. Are you saying that the hypocrisy is about the prophets? It's referring to the prophets? It is not. You don't believe this, I don't believe this. It's clearly, if it's talking about hypocrisy, it cannot be about prophets. It is about the people. The followers of the prophets.
Khaled, you unlike a
If
Muslim,
it is,
unlike,
if it
hold on,
is,
hold on,
if
Khaled,
it,
please.
if
You're
it
not
is about the, if
not
it is
paying
about the, of,
You're not
talk.
paying attention. You're not paying attention. In the scriptures, these people are not perfect, and prophets aren't put on a pedestal. Matter of fact, these are false prophets. These are people who claim to be prophets, claim to receive revelation of God. So he closes their eyes, he covers their heads. They're not receiving revelation. And this, he compares this, him closing the eyes of the prophets. You see how it says he closed the eyes of the prophets, right?
Yeah, they're dead. They're not there anymore. They're not amongst the people.
No, then it's not that they're not amongst the people. They are amongst the people. He's closed their eyes. They're in a spirit of deep sleep. You see how it says a spirit of deep sleep there?
Okay. Yeah, I see it.
Okay. So the prophets and the people are all
But
in the
it says,
same boat.
and the vision of all this has become to you. Who is this you? Is it about the prophets?
Israel.
Or is it about Israel?
Israel.
It is about Israel. I say it's about the of the followers of Muhammad. And this vision of all this has become to you, O nation of Muhammad.
Do you believe that God shut Muhammad's eyes and stopped revelation from coming to him?
Has become. Let me read. And the vision of all this has become to you like words of a book.
Oh, no, this part right here, verse 10. Do you believe that God put Muhammad in a spirit of deep sleep and closed his eyes? Stopped him from receiving revelation. You believe that God did this to Muhammad?
No, of course not. The
Then
vision of all this has
can't be
become
about
to you
Muhammad.
like. The vision of all this has become to you like words of a book that is sealed. Okay, but still the words can. The vision of all this has become to you like the words of a book that is sealed. Which book is? It's
Hold on. The vision of what? The vision of what? When it says the vision of all this, all what?
What was before mentioned before.
Which is what?
Be blinded about the truth and stuff.
Beautiful. So the blindness of the truth is going to be similar to someone receiving a book that can read, but the book is locked, so they can't read it because they're blinded from the truth. It's also like giving a book to an illiterate man who can't read. He's blocked from reading the book because he's illiterate. So all of that's what it's like. The blindness that God puts on the people is similar to giving a locked book, a sealed book, to a person who can read, but they can't read it because it's sealed. It's also like giving a book to a person who can't read. Mm-hmm. He's blocked from reading it. He's blinded from reading it because he can't read. That's what it's like.
Okay, I'm not in the position, and I'm not qualified to talk about the Bible and give you. You have won this point, but I think this is not my field. My field is the Quran. My field is this kind of stuff.
All right, no.
But do you know Adnan Rashid? He has a book. It's called Abraham Fulfilled. Can you have a commentary on it? I would like to see what you have to say about.
If you buy it for me.
Okay, I will buy it for you. If you comment it, I would like to see this. I would pay for this even.
You would pay for me to comment on his book?
I would pay the book.
You pay the book. You buy the book for me now. So
would you do this?
let me say this. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I have a lot of reading material that I have to get to before I get to a book by Adnan Rashid. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I'll tell you this. I'll tell you what. You've read the book?
Not all of it.
Okay. I'll tell you what.
And I have some reading to do. I have exams and stuff, so I will not.
Well, how about this? How about on your free time, the stuff that you have gone through, you note down, like take notes of some important, heavy points that you believe he makes in the book, right? And I'm willing for you to come back and share that with me, and we talk about it.
Okay.
So whatever he references, the sources he brings up, and we'll talk about it. We'll have a discussion on it.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, cool.
Until
then, I know that so this is my thing with Islam, okay? Why I'm asking about Muhammad in the Bible, obviously because the Quran says that we can find him in the Torah and the Gospel. So that's extremely important to me.
The Quran says we can find Muhammad in the Gospel?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, yeah, you're right.
So he says we'll find him in the Torah and the Gospel. He even says specifically, he says that Jesus said that a messenger named Ahmed will come after me. He says that Jesus said this. This is chapter 61, verse 6 of the Quran.
Surah As-Saf. Yeah.
Exactly. So obviously for me as a Christian, that's extremely important to me. You know, if Jesus mentioned a messenger to come after him named Ahmed, I would have to believe in him. I have to believe in this messenger named Ahmed because obviously I follow Jesus. If he doesn't say this, and I check the Torah and the Gospel, and Muhammad is nowhere found in the scripture, then I have to judge that the Quran is false because it's not telling the truth. You know, that's the position I'm in.
Okay, this is just a difficult position for me to argue with you because I have to dive with you into the Bible. I have no knowledge about the Bible. There's even I mentioned Isaiah. I mentioned the Song of Solomon. I watched a short YouTube short from Ahmed Didat from this about this. And
how about
tell me what you would say about this?
Sure.
But
I think I have a short too. I think I also have what youngsters call a short. What you young people call a short these days. Let me see. Guys, make sure you guys are all hitting the like button. Make sure you guys all hit the like button. What was you about to say?
I memorized it, the Hebrew one.
Makmadim, brother. Makmadim. All right, here it is. So I'm about to share my screen, man. Let's see what comes up. Let's see what we think.
Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is also mentioned by name in the Old Testament.
Okay, so what does the Quran?
Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is also mentioned by name in the Old Testament.
No, he isn't.
It says Muhammadim.
The Hebrew word is makmadim, which means altogether lovely or desirable things. Muhammad's name means the praised one. Those are two different words with two different definitions. But you want to know who is mentioned in the Bible by name? Isaiah 49:6 says, he says, "It is too light a thing that you should be my servant to raise up the tribes of Jacob and to bring back the preserved of Israel. I will make you as a light for the nations, that my Yeshua may reach to the ends of the earth." The word here in the Hebrew is Yeshua for salvation, which is Jesus's name in the Hebrew, Yeshua, saying that he will be all throughout the earth, salvation reaching everyone in the earth. And we still see the fulfillment of this.
To this day, Prophet.
Yeah, so what do you think?
Okay, it can coincide, and Muhammad can coincide with some meaning in Hebrew, but Muhammad is a word that belongs to Muhammad, and im is for plural. It's like in Arabic, it's the same thing.
The word is not Muhammad. The word is not Muhammad. It's Mahmad in the
Yeah,
Hebrew.
okay, it's Ahmad. It's Ahmad Tanbiya. It's Ahmad also. Ahmad. He's Ahmad. He is. There's
No. You
he
missed
has
what I'm saying.
a lot of names. He's Ahmad. He's Mahmad.
You're misunderstanding what I'm saying. I'm saying that the word in the Hebrew is not Muhammad. The word is Mahmad. That's two different words. Muhammad and Mahmad.
It's
Mahmad is not.
It's Muhammad. It's Muhammad. Can you read Hebrew?
Oh, I know this word. The word is look, and I showed it on the screen in the video, but I'll show it again. This is the word in the Hebrew. Okay. Look, this is how to say it. You see it? Transliteration: Mahmad. Mahmad. That's how to say it. It's not Muhammad. It doesn't have the correct vowels or anything like that for it to even give that sound. It's Mahmad. Okay? And so obviously with the I am at the end is Mahmadim. Mahmadim, which is altogether lovely, you know. It's plural. So these are two different words with two different definitions. Muhammad, as I said in the video, Muhammad, one, that's his name, Muhammad, and his name means the praised one.
Yeah.
That's a completely different definition from the word Mahmad, which has nothing to do with praised one. It means desirable thing. So those are two different words. Okay. I mean, I think we see this word used in multiple places, like in the Bible. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, look. All these different verses give us where the word Mahmad is used all over the Bible. Now I know you're not.
I found another transliteration because I was sure that I have seen another one. It says Muhammad. It's and even yeah. Okay, I only wanted to know what you have to say about this. Is this word mentioned somewhere else?
Yeah, the same word. So it's right here in Isaiah 64:11. It says, our holy temple and beautiful, where you are where praised you our fathers. So our fathers praised you, is burned up with fire, and all our pleasant things. Look at the word Mahmad, or if you want to say Muhammad.
No, this is not Muhammad.
Things, are laid waste. So it says, if you're going to say this is Muhammad, it says that Muhammad is laid to waste.
Okay.
You believe that Muhammad was destroyed and laid to waste?
To be wasted it's not a form to say someone is dead.
Yeah, it is. It's to be destroyed. Look, burnt with fire. Look, it says our holy temple, our holy beautiful temple.
What temple is? What temple is this?
It's the temple of the Jews in Jerusalem.
Okay.
It says that their temple. It says our holy temple, where our fathers praised you, is burned with fire, and all our pleasant things, all our Muhammad, are laid to waste. Do you believe that Muhammad was burned with fire and laid waste? Maybe he's in.
No,
I don't know disrespect, but maybe he's not in paradise right now. Maybe he's somewhere where the fire.
Stop. Okay, stop. Okay.
Get it?
Can we go in my field? In my field, I know better how to respond, bro.
Yes. Okay. So what do you think? What are you confident in the Quran? Why do you think the Quran is the word of God?
Why do I think? I think the Quran is actually self-evident. It's you read it and you know it is from God because it has many it has many layers of things proving itself. It has prophecies
What? All right.
about.
Let's start there.
But I think that the prophecies are not sufficient because I think the actual proof for the Quran is the number of layers and the quantity of proof that is in it. One prophecy will not prove it, but the number of prophecies, the precision, the numbers, the scientific things in the Quran that were mentioned, that were discovered later on.
We need to do one at a time then. So you said prophecy. I have yet to see a prophecy in the Quran. But you said that doesn't prove make or break for you. That doesn't prove or disprove Islam if it had prophecy or false prophecy. If it had false prophecy, would it prove the Quran wrong?
Yes, of course, and it is not the quantity of the prophecies and the scientific miracles. It is the quantity of true miracles that either came true or are to come true.
So what's an example by what you mean? A true miracle in the Quran that has come true. What is that?
For example, in Surah An-Nur, I think it's Surah 24.
Mm-hmm.
It says on the right page, bottom, it says, He is the one who, as God is the one who makes clouds. What is this called?
I don't know. Collide or rub together or something. I don't know.
Rub. Yeah, they are rubbed together. Then a lightning comes, and this is scientifically. It's not a book of science like Zakir Naik says. Science, SCIEN.
You said like Zakir Naik says.
Yeah, he said it's not a book of science, it's a book of science. So it's
you're a fan of Zakir Naik.
I watched some videos of him.
And you think he does a good job?
I don't know. I don't know him that good.
Okay. All right. So
I love him as a brother.
Right.
Like this, even it talks about layers of waves in the ocean. There are waves under the ocean. The devices you need to see this, Muhammad didn't have these devices to see this. This was recently exposed or.
All right. So let me ask you this. So
covered.
It sounds like scientific discoveries or scientific accuracies show evidence that the Quran is true. Is that correct?
Science are theories that are, science can change.
I know.
But the truth doesn't change. If God says something, if God, the true God, says something, it is like this. But if we see, and now we have science, and it coincides and comes along with what the Quran says. This is so if you cannot ignore this.
If there are scientific inaccuracies, if there are things in the Quran where the Quran is scientifically wrong,
it does disprove the Quran if there are incorrect things in the Quran.
All right,
but
so let's jump straight into it.
But if it is not aligning with science, it doesn't mean that the Quran is wrong. Rather, the science is wrong.
So how are these science? See, that's what I'm getting confused because you're saying at first you said
because I said
miracles. Hold on.
Because
first you said
I
these
said
signs
the
and wonders-
proof of the Quran is the
One-
number
One
and the
second, bro.
quantity.
But
Mhm.
it doesn't matter quantity. It doesn't change the quality of it. It's not quality. It's not a quality worth evidence. You're saying at first scientific miracles, right? The amount of scientific truths that are in the Quran that are verifiable and correct show that the Quran is true. If it has, so that would mean that the opposite would prove that it's false. That if there are scientific inaccuracies in the Quran, like set straight up scientific inaccuracies, that would prove the Quran false.
Yes, it
All right.
is false. If there's something in the Quran which is not true, it cannot be from God. Then I cannot believe the Quran.
Okay.
But I say, but rather we should double check the science that is made, not the Quran, because
We should double
check.
check.
Double check both. I have no problem.
All right, look. So let's get into it, man. I want to show you some inaccuracies in the Quran. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So if we go to, let me just ask you this really quick though. What was created first? The heaven.
It's a big discussion. It's a big discussion.
I don't think it's that big.
Within scholarship in Islam, it's a big discussion. Some say it was the pen. Some say it was the arsh.
Oh no, that's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. I'm talking specifically out of the universe and the earth. Which came first? Was it the universe that came first, then the earth, or did the earth come first and then the universe?
I don't know.
We don't know.
From the Quran.
No, just in general.
The universe. I think.
Right. I mean, that would make sense because if you have no universe, then you have no place or time to put the earth in the first place. Right? You need space.
Yeah, you can put it around it, no problem. But okay, what's the point?
Okay. So scientifically, obviously, as we know, the universe came first, man. The universe came first. Right? The Quran says that the earth came first and the universe came after it. Okay. So I'm going to show you these verses.
Which surah? What's the surah called?
Surah 41.
Which is
Fusilat.
Fatir Fusilat. Yeah.
Fusilat.
This is bottom right side. When the sky was dust and this
So look, this is what it says. Do you read Arabic too?
Yeah. قل إنكم لتكفرون بالذي خلق الأرض في يومين وتجعلون له أندادا ذلك رب العالمين. Yeah.
So
okay.
do you believe verily? Do you verily disbelieve in him who created the earth in 2 days, and you set up rivals with him? That is the Lord of the worlds, right? All mankind and stuff like that in jinn. So he created the earth in 2 days, right? That's verse 9. Let's go to the next verse. He then says, he placed therein firm mountains from above it, and he blessed it and measured therein its sustenance in 4 days equal, right? So 2 days he created the earth, and then 4 days he placed the things in the earth, right? And then what happens next? Says, then he rose over toward the heaven when it was smoke, and said to it into the earth, come both of you willingly or unwillingly. They both said, we come willingly. So the heaven wasn't created yet. It was just smoke at this point, right? But the earth was finished. The earth was created and finished. But then he goes to the smoke. So there's no heaven yet. There's no universe yet. Verse 12. Then he completed and finished from their creation 7 heavens. There's the universe. In 2 days. And he made in each heaven its affair. And we adorned the nearest heaven, the lowest heaven. That's our space that we see in the sky, our sky, with lamps to be an adornment as well as a guard. Such is the decree of him, the Almighty, the All-Knower. So according to these passages from verses 9 to 12, it tells us that the earth was created and completed first. Then he created the universe, the heavens, and made them 7 heavens. Right? I think. So that would be a scientific inaccuracy. That is absolutely false factually, because obviously the universe came before the earth. This says the opposite.
How do you know?
Well, one, brother, because the universe is older than the earth, according to science, right?
Yeah, according to, you always have references.
Yeah. Okay, my bad. Goodness. Let me bring it up. Let me bring it up. What tab do I want to use? Let's use this one. All right.
Because actually, I would say this is even proving the Quran. This that it was smoke, because the Big Bang nucleosynthesis theory tells us that the universe had a very high temperature of 10 million, I don't know what, and the universe was nothing but cloud and smoke and plasma. And
so it's 13.7. It's not sharing. My bad. So it's 13.7 billion years. So 14 billion years old is the universe. 14 billion years. Let's see the Earth. Age of the Earth. 4 billion years. So the universe is 14 billion years old. The Earth is 4 billion years old. So the Quran says that the Earth was created before the universe, which is false.